BMW E30 blower resistor. Currently my blower is only working on speed 4. Please see the link that I've provided in the information field. Okay, in order to reach the blower you have to remove the firewall. The step for doing that is we got to remove this electrical component here. There's 2 screws holding that, and then we've got 1, 2, and then 3. We have to remove this cable as well, pull that out, and there's I believe 4 screws moving. I'm going to show each of the step. I've already had to pull this out and I've tried to clean it, but I'm actually going to have to replace the resistor because it's not working. So I'm just going to show this step by step. Okay, I've removed the 2 screws holding this in place, and I've clipped the ties. There's a tie right here, and then there's also a tie that was holding this electrical wiring in place. So I'll go on to the next step. Okay, with a 9mm I'm going to remove these 2 bolts holding this bracket that's going to hold up this wires that are running from the battery and into the engine compartment. Okay, with a 7mm you're going to remove the bolt here. There was another one that was right there. I don't know if you can see that. And then there's 1 and 2 over here on the other side. Okay, I've removed the 2 nuts. There's one right here. And then the other one, I don't know if you can see it, is way back in there. It's just right above the valve cover. So I've gone ahead and removed that. And the next step would be to gently pry this up. Remove this rubber gasket here, and then since I've already opened this will probably come off pretty easy, but you need to gently pry this, move this cable away, and with a screwdriver pry this out. I'm going to go ahead and do that, but you gently pry all the way around and this piece will come out. Okay, I've already removed the firewall piece. That's the back end of it. I've already cleaned it up from previously removing it. Okay, and this is what it looks like with that piece removed. Basically all you have to do is just gently pull up and remove these ties. I had to cut them to get this piece out. If you don't have to cut that little plastic thing, I think it's just in there to retain that. And you need to finagle to get this plastic piece that sits on top, not this piece, but this piece right here, and this piece comes off. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I can't hold the camera at the same time though. And again, you gently push this up and this comes in place. And again, I cut this to get this. That was the only way I can get it out. If you can squeeze it and work it out, it takes some finagling to do that, but that's how it's done. Okay, there's the piece that I removed. And here's what the blower looks like. I actually had to kind of push it and I slid it over that way. It took some finagling. And if you can see right there, there's the blower resistor. That's where it's located. You basically just grab it by these 2 plastic tabs there on each side, if you can see it, and slide it out. Mine should probably come out fairly easy because I just pulled it out a little while ago and tried to clean it to get it to work. But you may have to work it back and forth and gently pry it out to get it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it out and then go from there. Okay, here's the resistor. It was sitting in here and you pulled it out like this. And this is the used one. That's what it looks like on the back. And this is what it looks like underneath. I tried to clean it and I couldn't get it to work. It worked temporarily, but this is what I use basically, electrical. And they said, you know, you can try and spray and clean this up twice, and then I put dielectric grease on here to get it to work. It worked temporarily. You know, I tried to clean it up. It wasn't really super dirty, but you can still see there's dirt, and I cleaned this twice and I still couldn't get it to work. So I'm going to go ahead and replace it. I'll put some dielectric grease and I'll clean the connector again. Okay, here's the new blower resistor that I ordered from Bavarian Autosport. And the dielectric grease that I'm going to put on the tabs. So here it is out of the box. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lubricate that with the grease down there underneath so when it slides in easier, and also to keep those from getting dirty and messing up the contacts. Okay, I've gone ahead and slid that new blower resistor in, and it's in place. And so pretty much it's a matter of just putting everything back together the way it was, and hopefully everything will work, and we'll go from there. Okay, I got the blower cover back in place. What I found is that these things right here underneath, when they're separated, they can pivot. So I gently folded those underneath the way, and then, you know, kind of got this in place and snuck it down in here and then bent it back in place. So hopefully that might be helpful. Alright, so I got everything back in place, and so we should go from there. Okay, and so there we go. There's the fan working on all the 4 different speeds. So they got that fixed. Basically, I didn't know if it was the blower resistor or the switch. I went ahead and replaced the switch. Just basically to do that is you pull that knob off. You have to get like a screwdriver and gently turn that counterclockwise to remove that, and you have to remove this the clock temperature, or if you have a computer there. And basically the way that works is this little thing, you gently pry this out, this snaps out, and then this whole module pops out. There's a little knob or a little lever, and you release that lever and the wires pop out. And then you can pull the whole module out, and then that will give you room to reach down in there and fish. There's not a whole lot of room to work, and you need somebody with small hands. You go down there, and you can pull, after this nut is removed, you can pull that switch up, disconnect it, and plug in another one. Basically, here's the other switch. I think it probably still works. This is actually a 3-speed. I also had a 4-speed. The 3 speeds I think were on the 320s and the 318s. But anyway, basically that's what the switch looks like. The only difference is it has an extra little prong there for the 4-speed instead of the 3-speed. So hope that helps somebody. And we'll go from there. Good luck, and just be careful. Probably should disconnect your battery. I don't believe I mentioned that, but I wish you the best of luck. Thanks. Bye. Again, on this blower resistor, basically what I did was seemed to be like aluminum contacts, and what I did was actually polish those. This is what I used. I used semi-chrome. It's made in Germany. This is great stuff. It's a very fine polish, and it removes any of the light oxidation. Then I also used the cleaner, the dielectric QD, or electronic cleaner, to clean the contacts, I should say. The electric cleaner to clean the contacts. And then I used the dielectric grease, and I put it on there. And it actually worked for a while, but I think there's a down there in the bottom, maybe you can see that there's a thermocoupler, and I think that it may have gotten too dirty. It was no longer functioning properly, so it only worked temporarily. Anyway, that's why I ended up having to replace it.